Welcome back to the MMA Explorers. Today, let's get started with Henry Cejudo predicts Jon Jones will main event White House Card. Former UFC champion Henry Cejudo weighed in on the potential return of Jon Jones for the UFC White House event. Before we continue, make sure to leave a like on this video. To support the channel, let's aim for 1,000 likes. President Dana White is going to cave in. Cejudo said he's going to give Jon Jones that opportunity. I understand Dana White's point too, because Jon Jones, he is a bit of a wild card. Some shit could happen. Obviously, his legal record too says a lot. And I love Jon, but let's speak the facts. This would be the main event, USA versus England. We're taking this shit back to 1776. I do believe that Jon Jones takes out Tom Aspinall within the first championship rounds. I truly do believe that. Conor McGregor and Mike Perry continue their back and forth at the BKFC press conference.
I just think world title honors is what it's about. You've never been a world champion. You have a chance here.
You're downplaying everything. The mockery. You haven't fought here. Why don't you come get it?
I own this fucking thing. What are you talking about? I'm the owner. I book the matches. You need to climb for a world title. Otherwise, you're here today, gone tomorrow. A fart in... Michael Perry, a fart in the wind. That'll be fucking you if you don't climb for a fucking world title.
It's more than any fight you're doing. You ain't fighting nobody.
Yeah, I'm coming back in the White House. You're trying to clamor for it and switch roles. You're fighting for that world title if you get through this weekend.
They're going to treat you like Frankie Edgar.
The redneck Mundell. The big boss is going to make it happen, baby.
Conor McGregor has revealed that he has just 2 fights left on his current UFC contract.
And I am McGregor. I can do as I please. So let's see how the future shapes out. Obviously, I've got my UFC contract. I've got the fight in the White House coming up in 8 months' time. Then I've got one more fight in the contract. The UFC have to come to me with business, you know? They may try and secure me for longer. I don't know what they're going to do. They have a decision on their hands to make. Do they secure me or do they let me go? You know, I am unsure, but all that matters for me is my preparation. And then what lays ahead after that?
Magomed Ankalaev calls Paul Craig loss life-changing. Ankalaev reflected on his defeat to Paul Craig, calling it the worst loss of his UFC career. He admitted the sting came from giving up in the final seconds of the fight. That loss changed my life. I didn't come out in public for a month. I thought I wouldn't fight anymore. Then I realized it wasn't because of me. I did everything I could. It was the will of the Almighty. I went back to training. I came to the gym and put in work. I left it all in the gym and got the results. Gaethje predicts Cory Sandhagen will knock out Merab Dvalishvili. Justin Gaethje heaped praise on Cory Sandhagen ahead of his UFC 320 clash with Merab Dvalishvili. I'm so excited to see him out there perform. He deserves this so much. He works so hard. He is so ready for this fight. Me and him have been on a similar journey, a similar path. He's had huge fights over the last few years. I'm going to feel really good when Cory knocks out Merab. Javier Mendez says Islam has bulked up nicely at 191 pounds. Javier Mendez says Makhachev has bulked up nicely to 191 pounds as he prepares for a potential move to welterweight. Speaking with Red Corner MMA, the AKA head coach praised Islam's current size and strength.
Obviously, we've got Islam moving up now to welterweight. How has Islam been adjusting to putting on that size?
Well, you know, I haven't been with Islam until training camp 3 weeks now. When he came in, I looked at him. I was thinking we were going to be quite a bit smaller than Jack. But when I saw him, I said, oh, you know, Safe, the coach, you know, is put him on a good schedule, good workout schedule. I would see him run with vests, you know, a weight vest and the whole bit, and he's put on the weight really nice. So I think Islam right now is about 191 pounds. You know, he's solid 191. So we're not going to have an issue with the weight, you know, jumping up in weight. He was, let's face it, he was a fairly large lightweight as it was anyways, okay? Now, I don't think he's a small welterweight. I don't think he's a big welterweight. I think he's a average size welterweight at the present time.
Aljamain Sterling believes the greatest bantamweight of all time is Merab Dvalishvili. Aljo says a win this weekend will close the door on any possible opposition, at least in his personal opinion, cementing Merab's legacy in the division.
regardless if Merab wins this fight or not, I think he's the greatest bantamweight of all time. Yeah, I might have the most title defenses in the UFC, but he's on a 13-fight win streak. He's beaten 5 former champions, even if one of them was a repeat. Gotten a finish in his last fight. I don't think anyone has had a run the way he has. Yeah, there's Dominic Cruz. There's the run I had. There's the run TJ had. I just don't think there's anyone who's done it the way that he's done it in the UFC. I've heard people saying this, like, I read the comments. So I know people have been saying this for a while, that they think Merab is the GOAT. And honestly, I agree. Regardless if he gets a 3rd title defense in a row or not, I think he is. And I think this win this weekend solidifies it, which is, for me, like, coming from like how we were training in Long Island and then starting up the MMA classes and then us working together, I would show him stuff, and even though he wasn't doing it the correct way, he was still finding a way to do it his own way, and still kind of a twist, but still getting the end result. And seeing that growth with him understanding the technique and seeing some of the stuff that we worked on from the Umar fight, from the Jan fight, from all these other fights, and seeing a lot of the techniques that we worked on from being back at Longos to come in here, seeing the information he's picked up from John Wood, and seeing how he's made his own craft and he understands his game and understands his style. And to see him having the success for me is just like, yo, damn, dog, that boy good.
Merab Dvalishvili went off on Cory Sandhagen for using OnlyFans during today's UFC 320 pre-fight press conference.
So now, this is my 2nd challenge.
Not happening, Merab. Not happening.
I'll show you.
You all of those guys. You shot 60 times on Merab.
Shut up, bro. You are selling your balls picture on OnlyFans. How dare you? How you talk to me? And
made $2 million.
Oh, yeah? I saw those pictures. Your balls very small.
They are kind of small. You're right, Merab.
Yeah, I have Georgian balls.
Jiri Prochazka puzzled by Ilia Topuria's elusiveness. Prochazka expressed amazement at how fighters struggled to catch Ilia Topuria, despite the Georgian's aggressive approach to closing distance.
Ilia Topuria, he's tough, very tough. But I like Ilia Topuria, man. Okay. He have a great style. But, yeah. But I really don't understand how nobody can catch him.
Catch him?
Yeah, because every time he goes so close for the attack, for the body or body shots or every attack, he goes really close.
Yeah, he does.
Anybody like just to really catch him, like.
Do you think Charles can catch him? Who do you have in that fight?
He will be a little bit shorter than Charles, I think.
I think Charles is a lot taller. Yeah.
Sure. Like I see more chances for Oliveira.
Robert Whittaker says Ulberg deserves title shot over Prochazka Roundtree winner. Whittaker voiced his opinion that Carlos Ulberg should get a UFC title shot before the winner of Jiri Prochazka versus Khalil Roundtree. Before we continue, help us reach our goal of 1,000 subscribers here on MMA Explorers. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notification so you don't miss any of our daily MMA content.
Carlos Ulberg versus the winner of Magomed Ankalaev versus Alex Pereira. That's pretty much going to happen next, right? Unless Jiri Prochazka or Khalil Roundtree does something phenomenal. I can't see them putting either of those two ahead of Carlos Ulberg at this time.
No, I don't. Unless Jiri does like a triple backflip onto like Roundtree's head, dude. Like, bar something spectacular like that, then I don't think we're seeing that fight happen.
Let's wrap it up for the day. Thanks for watching.